Finally, now let's examine what is flow. This is the last aspect of this practice, the third pillar, as I sometimes describe it. So let's examine. There are several layers of what I call flow, and we're going to start with the most simple layer first. Flow is a psychologically recognized state. You probably heard of it. People are talking about flow so much more in this last decade than they did several decades ago when I began with this practice. It's a state where you're so engaged with something and aligned to that thing that you're really in a state of zero resistance with it. You're the person who is so focused and involved that you forget you've been, say, writing for 3 hours straight if you're an author, or you forget that you've been working on that nitty-gritty work problem. You've been so focused and it's just been opening up for you and really coming together. You know that feeling where you're kind of propelled or drawn forward and everything just opens and works, right? You have the most perfect pickleball game ever. You're in a state of total output, total flow with what you're doing, and the results are typically pretty immense. But when this state happens, we're often just sort of falling or sliding into it almost by accident, unaware. In other words, it's happening to us. It's nothing that we intend. Well, here, you're going to make it something that you can intend and happen on demand. Second, now, flow has a bigger and more spiritual or energetic aspect to it that we work with as we flow dream. So all of my examples just now were about getting into flow with physical things, hobbies or things that you can do that will lead to this kind of flowing output. Well, personally, my spirituality is also a thing that I do. My connection to myself, my universe, my future blueprint is something I do. Right? Connection to spirit is what a lot of us do believe in. So when we go into flow on that level, what we're doing is actually opening a connection between ourselves and what I call the natural flow of our lives, that flow of our life that leads us forward every moment in time. And it too is a state of no resistance where things naturally are coming together to create all the future events that are already being put together for you. Remember how I've mentioned a couple times now that being in flow means you're in a state of no resistance or a state of ease. Here's a good example. You're a bird, yes, a bird, and you're flying in the sky. And when you're moving with the currents, you're moving with the wind. What's happening? You go faster, you go further, it takes less work. But when you fly against the current, turn around, flying against the storm, you beat your wings, you hardly get anywhere. It's hard. You work just as hard or harder, and you actually can lose ground. Now imagine that everything in life, including you, especially you, has also this natural positive direction, that bird flying with the wind, working with non-physical, working with the universe, physical and non-physical together. Boom. Wouldn't you want to be in that? Wouldn't you want to be aligned to it in that place of ease and no resistance, and everything you do is met with here's more, here's what's next, ease, flow. This is what we do when we flow dream. Now here is a third definition of flow. And I'm really simplifying this, I know, because I want to help you through this understanding as quickly as I can. Now that you know you've got a flow and you get the concept of it, imagine that everything has a flow. All of us, everything. Our consciousness as evolving beings, we're generally moving forward. We're not heading backwards. Our bodies are moving from birth and aging and moving into our next incarnation, whatever we may end up being next. Earth is flying around the sun. Everything has this gorgeous directional force. All of the events of our future are likewise getting lined up together, kind of meshing. Imagine little braids of energy or braids of information, and this is my flow, and this is your flow, and this is someone else's flow, and that's someone else's flow. We're all coming together because we have things to do together, that we're creating, co-creating together. Our job now is to help align those flows of energy with our personal direction, our desires going in, our blueprint shaping, so that all these beautiful flows of energy coming together end up being what we want instead of just random chaos. Here's the thing, most other people don't look at life this way. You do, or you are now, or it's in your mind, it's in your consciousness now and pretty much forever now that it's been introduced to you. What you're hearing is you have the ability to start shaping, this is what I am, this is how I'm encountering myself, my future, my flow, and this gorgeous and perfect alignment. And here are the things that I am letting align to me as I move forward, and they are coming in. Now, this natural and beautiful direction is something that, wow, it really just propels us through all of life, here beyond our natural evolving selves and beings. I want to be as close to that, as aligned with that as I could possibly be at any given moment in time in my own life. Because I know that if I am, the things that come to me and happen for me are going to be things that are aligning to my desires and the output, the information that I'm constantly giving into this, again, flow of mine. You following? I sure hope so. It's a deeper concept, and believe me, I have a ton of teachings about it. In fact, I want to lead you right now to check out my podcast. It's called Flowdreaming, also. Flowdreaming, still kind of woo-woo. Many, many hours of teaching there. If you don't have my free kit, please get that. You can download it from my website. You can probably have gotten an email from me. It sums up everything that I've taught you in these videos, but it puts it on paper, give you little cheat sheets for how to do this, and it also gives you some pre-recorded flow dreams that you can begin working with. Now remember, flow dreaming is something that either you can let me guide you through all the recordings that I've put out there, or you can do it yourself. It's just like meditation in that sense, or even yoga. In fact, I often say flow dreaming is a lot like yoga because yoga has a technique that we do. You do it every day, you become stronger, right? You become more fit. You flow dream every day, and your emotional, energetic self, the way that you're patterning life and communicating with life, gets stronger and stronger and bigger, right? It can't help it. If you do the practice, it means you're making the energy. Whatever you make is there. It's just straight up there. Just like yoga, also, flow dreaming has a beautiful philosophy behind it about breaking through inner blocks and limitations, discovering patterns in our thinking, and especially reclaiming our personal power and finding out just how far, how big, what can I do with myself and this life? And how do I get there with the most support that I could possibly ever have? I teach all of this. I'll either work with you one-on-one, just reach out to me. I have lots and lots of students and clients that I work with, or I'm delighted to teach you in what I call Me School, which is a program that I run once a year. It is a fantastic, a fabulous program that starts with the grounded technique of flow dreaming and adds on so much more after that. So just poke around the website, look, reach out to me, set up a time, call me. I love to talk with you on the phone and help you figure out what the best next step may be, especially as you're learning this gorgeous and incredibly game-changing, life-changing practice. You will never be the same again. Your life will only go upwards as you start to grasp this power that's already in you. It's already in the universe. Just, you need somebody to teach you what it is, how to get to it, and how to practice with it. And that, blessedly, is, I hope, why you found me, and I can help you with that. Lots of love, and I hope we'll be in touch. Take care.